Muslim cop's family starts big brawl with shock announcement they made after hiding for 4 days. Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor shot and killed 40-year-old yoga instructor Justine Damond on Sunday and has been in hiding ever since. Despite being at the center of the news and one of the biggest stories of the week, the Somali Muslim hasn't spoken to police or the press about the details that took place on Sunday evening. Perhaps his silence was by order of his attorney, who may have encouraged him not to talk at risk of saying too much. Now, his family has just come forward for the first time with a shocking admission that will make you sick. Not much is known about Noor other than that he's Somali Muslim and a police officer with a history of complaints against him. He's essentially been in hiding since the second he pulled the trigger on Sunday, killing Damond for seemingly no apparent reason other than what some say was an accident. Noor didn't know the blonde bride-to-be, but now the two are synonymous as this officer goes down in infamy for killing her when she was just trying to report an assault taking place behind her home. Noor's Muslim family has finally broken their silence and in doing so, has brought about a verbal brawl with their insensitive remarks and excuse for what this man did to an innocent white woman. They should have stayed hidden behind their hijabs and not said a word, especially since Damond's family is still trying to come to grips with her brutal death. Noor's family statements have now made one thing clear: in American and citizens have had enough. The silence has been deafening from the shooter in this case, who could absolve himself of the assumption of wrongdoing if he would just speak his piece and provide an explanation if he's actually innocent. The court of public opinion certainly doesn't think he is, based on the details released about what happened on Sunday that ended up with a woman killed without provocation. Now his family wants the world to know that Justine Damond isn't the victim here. They claim they are, and for a reason that will make your blood boil. We feel so bad about this. We are traumatized ourselves, one of Noor's family members said, according to News Corporation. If you wait for the investigation, you'll know it was an honest and sincere event that transpired. Until then we can't really say anything. They have already said enough in just that short statement, and if they insist on showing more sympathy for themselves and their son than they do the dead woman, then they really shouldn't say any more, since they are just going to bring about a brawl. The family's statements were bad enough, but other Somali Muslim officers in the area decided to make it worse. On Tuesday, several Somali Muslim cops who, like Noor, are also in Minneapolis, had something they wanted to get off their chests. They took the cowardly approach to getting their message out by speaking on condition of anonymity to the Star Tribune. The point they wanted to get across was not to express their sadness for this senseless loss of life, but to let everyone know how scared they are. "This is scaring our families," explained one officer, who spoke for all of the fearful Muslim officers in Minnesota. "It's difficult to deal with some media groups going to other Somali officers' houses who are not involved in this shooting," he said. "It makes it hard to do this job when you're worried about your family. These are people who are expected to be brave and are trusted to serve and protect the community they are in, but are crying about their feelings instead, with an ulterior motive for doing so in mind. Police officers are heroes and among the finest people in America, who deserve our respect. But what these Muslim cops are saying is pathetic and manipulative. They are making the Americans out to be the villains, as if they are going to unleash violence on them and their families. That's an Islam thing, not an American thing. The days of Muslims defending their every bad action as a misunderstanding, or that they are being attacked for something because of racism, needs to end now. Justine was innocent, and if it happened because Noor was jumpy with a gun, then he should have had the wherewithal to realize that he's not responsible with a weapon and shouldn't be a cop. This decision would have been the difference between life and death. Perhaps political correctness was more important than personal responsibility, since he and his Muslim-loving mayor had something to prove to Americans, that Muslims can be good cops too. If that was the idea, then the plan definitely backfired.